it off and introduce you to the Shopley Influencers Pro, the members of our Shopley universe that are out there that want to spend some time getting to know your product. So, Louisa, I want to hear about it straight from you. Tell us your story. Tell us everything you would like us to know as if this was our first time and only time meeting you. And let's open up the Q&A and let some folks ask questions, and I'll bring them on to you. Thank you. You're
Perfect.
up.
I'm so excited to be here and on the Shopley channel with everybody. This is my opportunity to really push my passion for fitness in a 20-minute workout platform. Many, many years ago, I turned to fitness not for a cute butt or nice biceps. It was really for mental health. 21 years old, in a very bad place mentally, and my background, we didn't talk about emotions, especially 25 years ago. Therapy wasn't a thing. And long story short, I was handed antidepressants by my doctor, worst thing that could have ever been handed to me. Almost ended in tragedy. And then I turned to fitness. And I'll leave it at that with where I was at that point. And I have never turned back from fitness. So really exercising, pushing out platforms, turning to the gym, it's all about mind and body health for me. I became an instructor 12 years ago because I realized that I had the ability to help so many people feel good. And that's really what it was about. It was about knowing what it did for me, a community that I was able to build in-home, their own homes, and then also in a gym setting, and then be able to bring that out and just help people feel good. Fast forward, the world shut down in 2020, and I smile about that because it was one of the worst times of everyone's life. We were all in that same boat together, and I turned to online. I got messages, help us, we're going crazy. It's only 4 weeks. I'm not a virtual person, which is really ironic. All my friends, we giggle about it all the time because I still am learning as we go. And I was like, sure, let's do it. 4 weeks. I have no idea, like even to this day, how people still stuck around with me. 4 weeks became 8 weeks, became 4 months, 5 months. Now we're at 5 years where I'm able to put programs together, execute them virtually, and tap in worldwide through 20-minute workouts, right? Everyone has an excuse, or sorry, I'll be polite, a reason why they can't get started. Right? I'm 45 years old. I'm a mom of 2 boys who are actively in sports. I'm a single mom. Yes, I do it professionally, but I still get workouts in on top of it. I don't have to leave my house, guys. It's mind-blowing that we used to drive to and from, so that maybe 45-minute workout or that 30-minute workout was really like 90 minutes to 2 hours by the time you commuted. So I get it. Life is really busy. We're all scrambling. We're all doing different things. So why are we putting ourselves aside? Why are we not showing up for ourselves even 20 minutes a day? I've done all of the legwork. I have put this platform together for Shopley where it's 20-minute workouts 5 times a week. You get 2 rest days. It's 5 weeks. And then you can redo the program and then redo the program and then redo the program because you're going to get stronger. You're going to lift heavier. You're going to push your limits, right? So yeah, there it is, done in 20. And legitimately, when we're exercising, it's not like, give me 2 more sets. It's really like, let's go. I need you guys to push your limits. And at every fitness level, from your very first time ever picking up maybe a water bottle because you don't have any weights in your house, to those that have been exercising maybe their entire life, I want to be able to challenge you and make you feel good. This is not about defeat. This is not, I wish I could have done more. This is about showing up next time and doing more. It's about showing up the time after that and maybe having to hang back. So again, this is all about getting in tune with all of you that are tired of feeling and looking a certain way and really wanting to just make a change in 20 minutes a day. So yeah.
All right. So I have some questions, Lisa. I have questions. All right. So here's my first question.
Rod wants to be bikini ready by June. Is that going to work with your program?
I need to get bikini ready. I need my beach outfit going. What I really want to know is, what can I expect when I go on to the session with you? Does it feel to me like it's one-on-one with you? Like you're driving me through the workout, everything else? Or is it a group setting scenario? What is it like? First question. Second question, how can I bring some of my friends? What if I'm a person that works out with 4 or 5 really close friends every day, and I would like to transfer everything I do in my life to Shopley, right? I want to transfer some of my workout, transfer some of my education, transfer some of my buying. Why would I not try to come with my friends and say, we're going to do this with her every day, as opposed to go to the gym? We're going to do it.
Right. So to do it with somebody, or
Yeah.
again, same settings, like it's not like you need a lot of space. Like I remember when we were going through COVID, like people were in apartments, they were doing
Oh
some
yeah.
workouts in their bathrooms. Like they were get whatever space they could get. Like there are workouts that do have cardio involved. A lot of it's lifting, like it's a day 1 through day 5 sequence. But even the cardio, you don't need a lot of space. So yeah, get your friends together, have that energy, because when I'm instructing, I'm literally like this in your face. Like I am calling every name under the sun. You might even hear your name. You never know. So I'm literally just screaming out names. It's like, anybody remember Mr. Rogers growing up with like the
Kidding me?
mirror?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I see Stacy and I see Rod. Like I just randomly scream out names. So people will message me like, how did you even know I wanted to put my weight down? I'm like, I didn't. But at some point, you're going to want to take that break, and I'm going to want to push you even further virtually. And because I don't see you live, I still want to make you feel like I'm in that room with you. So it's not like I'm personally there with you. You will feel like there's like 100 people in that room because I'm calling so many names in that 20 minutes.
I love it. I love it. Stacy, what
No,
kind of,
I
what are
just,
your thoughts?
yeah, no, I love that it's 20 minutes. I mean, the reality is that people don't start because one, they lack that like, I don't know what to say.
Motivation.
Yeah,
Like,
the motivation to do
yeah.
it. And then they have to leave, and then they're like, okay, that workout class is an hour. So I've got to get ready. It's 2 hours out of my day. I don't have that, right? And so it just becomes too daunting and too big for them. And this is such a great way for people to attain the things that they want from you in their home. They don't have to be embarrassed. They don't have to like go, oh, I'm going to sweat in front of other people. This is such a great way for people to get over that like first part of working out if they're afraid to do it in a group setting or afraid to go to a gym or don't, there's a lot of people that have shame with that, right? And so this, I think, is such a safe place that you've created for people to be able to just start. Right? Just do something. And that's
The
amazing.
best part is that you right now, if you are like working and it's during the day at 12 o'clock and you're booking your lunch, you can literally push your chair back,
Right.
throw on some sweats, get your workout in. You can eat at your desk. Like there's just, you can do it anywhere. So many people are still working from home. Like I have like teachers, for example, that are doing this program on their lunch at school, they'll bring me into the gym and they'll get their workouts in. Like you can do it during your work hours even.
Right.
And that's the beauty. Like you said, it's 20 minutes. I mean, the workout is 20 minutes because I've done 20-minute workouts before. And this is where I really had to shift gears, where it's like you're 20 minutes from like warm up, spiel, workout, cool down. No. You're working out for 20 minutes. So it's about 23 to 25 minutes. But
Right.
at the end, the cool down is where people really, really connect with me because, I'll read like a little passage. I'll really tap into you guys to make you proud of what you just did. Because 1% of the world stays committed to a program. 1%. Right. And you showing up, knowing you're going to push yourself into struggle. Right? We're struggling through everything else in life. Oh my God, I got to show up and struggle through a workout. But that is the most rewarding struggle. I'll say it all the time. You've been through 100% of your worst days. You're not going to die in these workouts. Give yourself like less than 2% of your day to show up.
Right. Right.
I love that. I love it. I have somebody asking a question here saying, what about if I sell it through my group, I have a bunch of people and we all decide we're going to jump on. It's almost like an accountability group, right? It's almost like, okay, well, you're on my team. Great. One of the things you have to do is you got to be committed to being in shape, right? You got to be committed to work it. I don't care when you go, but I can tell if you got the subscription, if you're on with Luisa every day, I know it. So that's almost like a built-in accountability factor right there. Which
that could be motivation enough, right? People always work to be motivated. I'm like, it's not about being motivated before. Like I say the 10-minute rule, when you're in this workout, if in 10 minutes, you're like, this is the worst decision I ever made, which is not likely. Like at the end of the day, you're going to continue that workout. And in 20 minutes, you'll be like, it wasn't that bad. Okay, fine. I'm a little sore, but there's worse things you could have done for yourself than get a workout. And if people have accountability groups or they have their team groups, I'd love to pop in and do a live just to kind of allow them to see, like, you got it. It's 20 minutes of your day. And how I am live in their group for that workout is how they're going to feel it on the program.
Okay, so I think it's great. I think, Stacy, can you bring that back up one more time? So those that are watching, a few people asking me also in a text, make sure I know exactly who this is. So there you go, folks. It's on the screen. This is Luisa Correa, and she has Welcome to Done in 20. It's amazing. And I think it looks to me like you can do it a one-time deal or you can do it monthly. And I love that. I love that. I think it's
Well,
great.
Luisa, you've got a group that you wanted to talk about, right? And wanted to offer.
So yeah, so the group as in providing free workout. So if anybody
Yeah, like in a
wants to,
Facebook group, you had talked about maybe doing something like that as well. So
absolutely. If anybody, like, I know that there are a couple of the leaders that have their own team Facebook groups, and I'm going to be going live to do workouts there. I'd love that. And you can keep it on, right? Or I could just pop in one of the done in 20s. It doesn't have to be live. So at least people can get a feel for it. I really think that at the end of the day, those that really want the change, they're going to try it and they'll be like, okay, either it was really challenging, which is what you want, or it's not for me. I don't think it's going to be like that. I'm going to keep this real. I do not think it's going to be like that.
no, you got a great personality. I think people are going to they're going to find themselves having a great time, even though they hate it. You're going to love to hate it, and they're going to love to hate you.
And I can't wait for to get those messages. I cursed you
right.
for 20 minutes. Yes, mission accomplished.
That's right.
All right,
Joylene asked the question.
Yeah,
you're
go ahead.
looking
Ask the
perfect.
yeah, you were going to do what I was going to do. Go ahead.
Okay. So it's in our e-learning software in the Shoply site, Joylene, and you can do any of those whenever you want. They are pre-recorded, and so if you want to do 2 in one day, if you want to do 1 and then skip a day, it's literally flexible. You can do it at 2 a.m. in the morning, and so you just hit the button and start the course whenever you decide you want to do it. So it is pre-recorded, so you're good to go.
Yeah, I have people saying that they have like 45 minutes a day and they want to do, because I'll give you kind of like the order that I put in. It's a lower body day and upper body day, lower, upper, and then like a cardio day. So like a quick hit or a quick cardio kickboxing, which is the best because you get to punch and kick whoever pissed you off that day. Okay, so anyway, so it's done.
Here I hit in the chat.
Yeah.
Everyone is loving the energy. Everyone's loving the energy
for you. So if you want to do your upper or your lower and your upper in one day and then take a rest day, do it. Or if you want to do your lower body, I have core bonus workouts in there as well. It's at the end where you can just pop on and do like a 10-minute core. There's no limits. Once you have that program, you can do whatever you want with it, but you should be doing it. Like, make sure.
Okay. So Luis, the last question I'm seeing here on the screen that I need to ask, and then Stacy, you're queued up to ask any final questions to her, and thank you one more time. I just can't say it enough. Last question: any age limit to the workouts? Someone is asking that here.
Well, I wouldn't think there's an age limit. I have somebody that works out on my platform. She's 72. I have someone that just turned 68. But then I have, mom and daughter. So I have teenagers that are doing it with their moms. So there's no age limit. I just feel that listening to your body is huge. And if you're doing something where you feel like your body can't handle it, and I say that a lot, stop, like put down the weights, stretch it out, walk it out. I'm very, very thorough, which is another thing. I repeat a lot of form cues for anyone that has knee injuries, anybody that has a lower back injury, or I talk about that a lot because it's very important to really relate to your body. Like it's mind to muscle when we're working out. You have to think about what muscle groups you're working. So I don't think so. I mean, 72.
Awesome.
I don't think I wouldn't say
yes. I don't have any idea how old the person is who asked the question. I'm going to suggest that she is asking because she has children that she wants to participate or something. I don't know.
Yeah. My little guy who's 8 jumps in and thinks it's so fun to grab his little weights and work out with mom. My 13-year-old thinks I'm not cool, but my 3-year-old does. So
awesome. Well, we don't want to keep you from dinner. I'm going to turn it to you, Stacy, to close out with Luisa. And thank you so much. Really enjoyed getting to know you. And you broke the meter on the energy thing, and that's really great. People have resonated with you, and so now I think everyone can see that, hey, they need to join in, and they can feel comfortable talking to people that they know want to have that kind of experience with you on a one-on-one kind of basis. So awesome.
And let them reach out if you want to reach out to me, if you want me to do something personal with your teams, I'm here. Yeah, I'm good for whatever it is that you need. So send me messages. I'd love to get this going on your team as well.
Yeah, I think that was one of my questions. And then the other thing was, do you have more workouts or more courses that you'll be able to release to us as people kind of make their way through that first version?
So I was already asked if I could put another done in 20 on Shoply, and I definitely can, but I kind of am working on something a little bit different for us, and it's called Total in 30. So it's gonna be your total body in a 30-minute, because if you're doing the done in 20, we can kind of either go to another done in 20, depending on, I'll wait for requests in the next little while, but I'm currently pre-recording. So it's like 30-minute, you can have like your 30-minute day and then maybe like core day, and then it'll be 5 days, but total body in one workout. So 2%
Very
of your
cool.
day. Yeah.
All right. Well, so get cracking on what she's got up there right now, guys, because there'll be another one coming, and you'll be behind, and you'll be really sore if you're doing both at the same time. All right. Well, thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
Luisa.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Thanks.
We love
Enjoy
you.
your
We love your
evening.
energy. We appreciate you. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
on.
Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. All right,
All
Rod.
right.
What do we have next? She's fun, huh?
It is fun, a lot of energy. Well, let's welcome to the screen here on our Zoom
We got
our
two guys.
longtime friend. We've known each other seems like forever, but it's been less than a year. We've become super close friends, and everyone will recognize Jonathan Fultz here from the collective, and everyone also would know that Jonathan and his team are absolute pros at anything AI, and generally speaking, not just AI, but social and everything else. And so, we often will bring and have Jonathan and our next guest as well, Brian Breach, come on and talk about the importance of AI and things like that. We're going to spend some time, the importance of social media, maintaining your personal branding, all of that. We're going to spend time doing that, but we're also going to twist it a little bit here because I want to make sure that everyone that has joined us on the call has a vision in their mind when they're done with the Zoom, that they know exactly how not only would they use the training and the services that both Brian and Jonathan provide, but how would they turn that and provide that option to people that they work with that are professionals, whether that's an entrepreneur professional or a business professional at a standing corporation working in a big building, whatever the need is. We need to look at some of these offerings as something that they want from their perspective. So we're gonna take that conversation this direction. Let me tell you what my feelings are about Jonathan. So this is a little bit personal, but Jonathan, when I was introduced, Nick and I had just really barely met each other, maybe a month or two previous. And we were looking to spend as much time as we could together to get to know and see what our strengths are and weaknesses and where we mesh together. And he told me about this guy. He said, there's this guy named Jonathan. He has this thing called the Collective, and they do amazing breakouts and masterminds, and they're doing one down in Mexico. And I think the best way for you to get to know Jonathan would be to join us. And I just said, well, you know what? I'm always game to go to Mexico, first of all. And so I'm down for that. And as I said, always wanted to make sure that I spend as much time with Nick and other partners as I can. And then I got to know John and Jonathan, the meeting down there, the experience with your team. I want to say there was 40 or 50 people there in attendance, all bright, driven, capable business minds from around the country, and I think from other countries. Really a great experience, and became a huge fan of what you espouse, the concepts, the mindset that you have, and I think the skill set that you can train for people on. So I'd love to hear not just about your courses and about what you offer, but how people can do that. And we'll work together. We'll talk through that together towards the tail end. We'll just interact and go through that. So Jonathan, love you, brother. Thanks for joining us. And
Yeah.
spend a minute with us, would you?
Yeah. No, I'm excited to be here. Definitely, one big thing that when me and Rod met, like I was looking at the vision of like what was happening with Shopley, and I was just like, okay, is this something that I can personally align with? Like, I started drinking the Kool-Aid when Nick told me about it, but it took me a while. I was actually very skeptical at first. And as I started learning more about the vision, the people involved, I met Terry Latour. Then obviously meeting Rod, the CEO, you got to make sure that you align with someone, because like me, myself, although I have AI helping me do a lot more than I used to be able to do, I'm probably at least 200 to 300% more efficient in some things I do now, guys. This is not a joke. I am 500 to 1,000% more efficient. So a lot of people can't keep up with what I'm able to do, but my time is still very important. So that's why I was able to meet Rod, Terry, see the people involved. Stacy has been absolutely amazing. And I saw what was going on, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is something that I could get involved with. This is something that not only do I want to educate people, because that's what we're doing around the world. I'm being asked to call, I was in Dubai, I was in Thailand speaking at some events. And, when I saw what they're doing, I was like, I like this so much that I'm like, man, I'm going to do everything. Like, not only do we have a lot of people from our community going into Shopley, But we're team building. I'm selling products. I'm like literally every single way to make money on Shoply, I'm in for clarity.
Love
So it
it.
was amazing first and foremost on that point. Secondly, another great important component, guys, and just to take you guys back in time, like I've had about 37, 38 companies myself, 5 acquisitions. We've acquired a couple of companies. I was leading the acquisitions for a public company. And I literally, once I saw what was happening, I knew exponential tech was really going to change the world. When ChatGPT came out, it wasn't an aha moment. The aha moment had happened much before that, but that was the moment in time that I knew commercialization was coming quite rapidly, as we've literally seen the last couple of years now. Right, November 2022 is when this actually happened. And I knew that we were going to go through drastic change. And a lot of the things that I've been actually talking about, for some of you that have heard me speak about this subject, we have something called AI agents. And these aren't customer service agents, and this is not a, like a setting agent or something. No, these are what I like to call digital humans. So when you have digital humans that can reason like a human being, okay, so these agents can reason like humans, have PhD level skill sets, that like their thought process is on a level that we just didn't think was feasible. It's about to disrupt not just business but society as a whole. So I knew I had to get this information out to people, and what better way to do it through something like this. And this is the interesting thing, guys. So we actually have our store. Our store just recently went live, and we have some really cool. And I'll show you guys what we're actually doing. But it's now come a point where even myself, I'm being overwhelmed with the amount of people. After being the guy that screams, "Hey, the tsunami's coming," and everyone's like, "Yeah, sure, Jonathan, the tsunami's coming." Like now people are coming like, "Jonathan, the tsunami's coming." Like it is actually coming. I see it in the distance, right? Like that is actually what's happening. So one of the things I was telling Ron, I've been told this to Terry actually, as a matter of fact, that we want to become one of the first company to do $1 million a month on Shoply. And that's not even a foreign subject to myself. So if I'm saying that, I actually did $5 million in a sense. So I'm not just the guy that knows AI. I'm not just the guy selling the education stuff. I'm not a technologist, if anything. I love technology. I love where it's going. But I also was in the e-commerce realm, where we sold $5 million worth of product in a single month through Shopify. And I know that world. That's how I knew that this was such a great idea, having all these salespeople on there. So now we're providing a product, and maybe I can actually show you guys our store too. Is that something that I can do? I can share on here,
Stacy
guys?
will bring it up. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Awesome. So if you guys look at the store now, we have two things that we're selling mostly on here, and we're going to continue to do more. Is that we're giving people the tools, and soon enough we might even start bringing AI agents in here. We're gonna have that conversation how to do that. So instead of hiring your next employee, your next assistant, your salesperson, and look, all of us right now, we know that we can do better if we were to be able to clone ourselves. So that's cliche, right? It's like, okay, we're going to be able to, what if there was two of me, whatever. But what if we did have that extra salesperson? What if we did have, I was just talking with Brian, we're literally having a conversation behind the stage, literally about, okay, how do we create AI agents that will help us with the social posting and doing all that stuff? Like that is actually coming right now. Okay. So like learning about brand is very important, because if you know about brand, you'll have these operators, you operate these AIs, and then they're going to do the task. So it's all you need to have now is the vision. So one of the reasons that I believe that we are going to be the first company, or at least one of the first companies to do $1 million in a single month, is that these are not just something that is a cool product to have, a cool productivity thing. Oh, I'm going to save time. It's almost like something you have to have. I was just telling my cousin that he has a marketing agency. I told him 4 or 5 months ago how bad he needs to get into AI. I'll give you an example. One of my designers, 2 years ago, I had 4 designers. 2.5 years ago, I had 4 designers. My one designer right now, because he is AI enhanced, is doing twice as much work as what 4 of them did. That's an 800% disparity. I actually told this to my cousin. I come to Vegas. We went to Vegas. I just got back from Tulum, Vegas. I'm back in Miami. And it was his birthday, my brother's birthday. And I told him, I'm like, okay, so what are you doing with AI? And he's like, dude, you're not going to believe it. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, do you know what I told you? Like, I'm like, I told you the disparity. And he's like, honestly, he's like, I'm trying to see about getting into another industry because I think people are going to AI is going to take my job. That's literally what he told me. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, someone that knows AI and an agency that knows AI or is AI enhanced is going to take your job. And I told them, I'm like, dude, do not be one of those companies. Be one of the companies that is extra creative, can do much more because you learn the tools. And the tools are actually at our disposal right now. And that's why I believe that the products, and it's Stacy, if you could bring it back one more time, I'm going to show something just for a quick second. There's two things that we're offering that I think are going to be the hit products that we have. So if you want to bring, and what we did is we're actually offering, I think it is, and I have to know the exact numbers, but I think we're offering on our 7-day AI Mastery Challenge, which by the way, guys, super amazing, 7 days, 8 to 15 minutes a day. So they can binge watch it if they want. This product by itself, we're actually giving, I think it's $50 to the influencer and $50 to the upline. So we're literally giving away, like, I don't know, it's like 70% or something like that. I don't know the exact number, give or take, like 70%. And why are we doing that? The reason that we're doing that is because, and maybe you guys can tell me exactly what the numbers are, but we're doing that because we want people, first of all, to get educated on this, and it's a lead magnet. Because once they see us, I want you guys to understand this. This is an easy sell. Anyone can do it. Usually in my presentation, I show people that anyone from a 10-year-old all the way up to an 80-year-old person. Okay. And here's another selling point. We literally have someone, as there's a kid in our community of the collective, he's 10 years old. He made $10,000 in a single month. Okay. A 10-year-old kid, guys. Okay. He did it through an e-commerce and a faceless AI page through YouTube. Okay. So if a 10-year-old kid can do it and an 81-year-old, there's no excuse for a single person. They just got to jump in. And it's enough time for someone, you no longer have to be scared. You just got to jump into it. And the 7-day AI Mastery Challenge is a perfect way to get them in. Because once they do that, then we have some other products. Right now, I think the founding membership, which gives people access, which by the way, every single one of you guys should join this. Okay. Stacy is actually in it. So Nick got Stacy into the collective. He's about to bring one of his other people into the collective because he's like, hey, anyone that comes and works for me 100%, in the future of Shoply too, people have to join the collective. Why does Nick think that? Because it's so beneficial that you almost can't afford to not put your team into it. Like I'll tell you an example. I just spoke to my EA. I have a story where I tell people that our copywriter was replaced by one of our Filipino assistants. And the story is that when I hired her again, because she had worked for me before, the first question I asked her, she told me, she reminded me, I didn't even remember this was a couple of days ago, was how much are you into AI? And what's your position in AI? That was the first thing I said to her. She's like, I don't know anything. All I know it's coming and I'm willing to learn. Okay. And that's how she got hired back. And she has become one of the best AI enhanced people. She actually replaced a $50 an hour copywriter. Okay. And why was it? Because the copywriter was not willing to get into AI. The copywriter was not willing to get into AI. So she literally replaced a $50 an hour copywriter because she followed suit. She actually implemented, we created an agent that is in the email segment, and boom, she was doing a better job and she was going 5 times as fast. I literally tried this is a real story. She could tell it to you. And she's also even taking another position now. So she's literally doing probably 3 to 4 people's different stuff because she's now the operator and she's out of the Philippines, guys. And we're paying her $5, $6 an hour. I have to give her bonuses now.
So let me ask you a question then. So if I'm hearing what you're suggesting here, so many times when we're talking with members of of Shoply together and talking about strategy and introducing concepts and thoughts, whatever, we might think, oh, this is just for me, right? I need to know what I'm doing. And while that's true, you should be increasing on a daily basis your usage and uptake and development of your skill set in AI. I actually know that I do now. There was a time when I would kind of say that and maybe not mean it, but I use AI every day. Okay.
Yep.
And it is making me much more efficient, gratefully so. So now what you're suggesting is, if I'm hearing you, that Stacy, if you bring those back up real quick, what you're suggesting is, number one, anybody that I'm talking to for $175, they come in and they get, the 7-day mastery. So if I know business people, and these business people that I talk to, I'm having coffee with my buddy, or I'm golfing on this weekend with my other buddy, or I'm doing whatever, and I talk somewhere, it's going to come up, AI comes up, and I ask them how they're doing with it. The conversation is going to happen, right? So how's business? Good. What do you guys do with AI? when it gets down to it, a lot of us, a lot of the people that are out there kind of hear it, know they should get involved, but kind of get afraid of it. So for this low price, $147, you've made it so that people can come in and stick their toe, not just a little bit, but all the way in and get very well versed on it. And then then they could probably go up to the 50 ways to use AI, use that one as well. And for the less than $200, they get really steeped in it. And then you've got memberships and everything else where they can come on. And I'm guessing that you probably have ways for people to come on and then actually take consulting, and you can probably end up selling consulting for the businesses.
Oh,
Use
easy.
it. Do you see that as a vision
Yep.
for you here at Shopley?
Oh, that's already happening. I've already been talking to Nick because like we have bigger packages that we're trying to figure out, because I know like our things get very expensive, like 15, 25, 50K, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to put them into Shopley. So that's a question for you. Like how can we position it?
Sure.
How can we have people take advantage of it? But remember,
Yeah.
one of the products that we created out of bare necessity. So usually we're only selling our year membership, which is $2,222 a year. So we created a special 3 months, because the monthly, we just don't want someone to come in and, you know, in the first month, like, oh, I don't know. It takes a few months to really get into it. So we did
Yeah.
a 3 month just for you guys, actually, at $750. And then once someone comes into that, they're like, I'm definitely going to do, like, we have such a good retention rate because of the amount of events that we do. We do a weekly academies. We're doing AI workshops. Imagine for a second, why would any company or any sales organization not at least have an AI co-pilot by their side to really help them with everything that they need? And that's what we're teaching people to do. And now they're making it with everything. An agency, for example, when they sell to their clients, they actually sell now with an AI agent by their side that knows all the principles, all the stuff. So instead of them having to answer all the questions, they have these co-pilots that they sell them. Why would I, as a customer, go with the agency that is not AI enhanced and is not giving me an AI assistant by my side to help me with this whole process? Of course, I'm going to go with one. And one last thing. So I was talking with Andrea Ocampo, which Brian knows very well. And she was asking me, hey, Jonathan, people think because of AI, and Brian was just saying this, we should pay people less. It's actually the opposite. So someone that knows AI, my prices personally are going up. My friends' prices have been going up because they're so much more efficient. They're better at what they do. The imagery is better. So becoming AI enhanced and having that by your side, you get to charge more, and you become a very small percentage of the population that has that advantage. So you're allowed to charge more and you're going to do more business. So one way that you guys could pitch this to a lot of people, oh, the economy's slow, whatever it is. No, you're probably getting steamrolled by someone that is using these tool sets to a high degree, especially if you're in the digital realm. So, you know, and I'm also happy to answer other questions in the future. And Rod, maybe at some point in time, I would love, even on the monthly basis, to train people on these things, because our close rate on this product has been super fantastic. And almost to a degree, guys, when you don't tell someone about this, it's like you're almost doing them a disservice. Because like I personally, if I knew there was something that can help me so much in my business, I would be mad at my friends that didn't tell me that. Yeah.
All right. So to wrap this back up, and Stacy, I'm going to pass to you. And Brian, thanks for joining us. I'm going to intro you in a second. But if you got a question that pops up for Jonathan on this little transition we have between him and you, please do ask it. So I love it. I'm encapsulating it. I'm listening to everything as we've discussed it here. I think it's this. I get to take advantage, and I can learn as much as is possible to learn and be a part of the collective. I can do it for myself for 147. I can get a bunch of information, but more importantly, I have a box full of digital tools that I can now use, and I can point to people that I know that think AI is cool, but they're afraid of it or whatever. I can just say, look, don't get worried. Just go do this. Go do this thing with Jonathan and his team. Jump in on the 7-day training, get it, get some understanding, and then take it from there. They will help you. Is that what I should?
Big time,
Is that
big
what
time.
we
And
want?
so here's another thing too. I'll give an example. So one of the girls that just came in, she's actually brought in 12 people into the collective. Okay. She came to it. She didn't know she needed it. She thought she was using AI. She was using ChatGPT. She drank the Kool-Aid. She saw what we were doing. She started building agents. She went from her top sales week, 11 sales in a week, to 23 sales. These are huge sales, guys, with stem cells. She's done $57 million with this company and has exponentially grown within a couple months by coming into the collective and by learning about the AI assistant. Her name is Sarah. And she also, by the way, she joined Shopley also, just so you know.
Nice.
and then simultaneously, okay, you can now, even if you really need, reach out to me. If you have someone that you think is a good fit and they want to get into the collective, I will literally close those people for you. No
Love
joke,
it.
I'll close them for you, and then you get your entire commission too. So that's what Sarah's doing with me. She tees people up for me, and I close them, slam dunk it. And then the conversion rate has been crazy. If you guys want to do that, I'm
Yes.
also willing to do that too. Yeah.
That's incredible. So what you're saying here is, people can reach out to you directly on the message portion of the platform, send you a message that says, I got somebody, I might need some help closing. And you'll see
Yeah.
those messages. Your team will get back to them and figure out a way and place to do that. Outstanding.
Boom. 100%.
All right. Well, Stacy and Brian, any questions for Jonathan Foltz from the collective before we cut him loose and let him enjoy the rest of the discussion as a spectator?
No, the only other thing I'll piggyback on to what you were saying, Jonathan, and then I just want to make sure everyone understands what you've been saying. I would suggest that if you're going to reach out to you and set up a Zoom or whatever, that they also bring in their upline leaders or
Yeah.
leaders so that they can listen, and then eventually they will be able to pitch in place of you so that people are learning, especially our higher level leaders that are capable of learning, and then maybe they'll join the collective and then they can be your talking piece for you. So you're not having to do all those
Exactly.
things. So
Oh, that would be the plan, by the way. That would be the plan for sure. Yes. Great. Thank you for that. Yes.
yeah, you got it. And then
All right.
I just want to, so if we have people out there and they're trying to figure out the best way to represent the collective, if there's a hook product to get them in as like to try, or are you saying that the 7-day mastery challenge is the best lower priced hook to get them into the idea of AI? What do you think is the beginner bridge for people?
So I think the 7-day AI Mastery Challenge does a pretty good job of it.
Okay.
We will be launching more products, so there's more to come. So, but for clarity, we have a lot more products coming. So this is not going to be the only one. We're going to do a lot more different things that are going to be, and remember, because it's moving so fast, we have to launch new things and keep people updated with what's happening. And luckily for us, we're utilizing technology that's going to help us do it faster. So we will continue to keep people up. So we'll do that, but the 7-day mastery is usually a really great place to start. And I'm wondering how we could potentially even do, I'd be down to figure out maybe one time a month. We can even do something for Shoply, a webinar teaching them a few different skill sets for free. And then boom, figuring out a way how you guys could keep, because I don't want to take anyone's sales. I want to make sure you guys are getting them. So we figure out some type of system where it's like, hey, you're buying it from your vendor, from that person. I don't know how it is that we can figure that out, but if we could do that, I'd be down to do that too. Because once they see what's possible, because everyone thinks they're using AI, but most of the people that think they're using AI, they're not using it to the degree of what I'm calling AI enhanced. Once they learn what's possible, their minds are blown.
We could do it, Jonathan. We could do it to where maybe they sell a ticket for that, and you guys enter that into your back office for $1. And then it links those customers to that person already, and then that's their ticket into the webinar for you guys. And I did a UGC with Brian. I can help set that up with you for
great idea.
and we'll do it, and then we'll link them ahead of time, and that'll be their ticket once they've registered and purchased from you. You'll email them the link.
Oh, that's perfect. I love it. Great idea.
Jonathan, thank you. Stacy, thanks for the time with him. I'm going to introduce our last guest, our last guest, Brian Breach. Really, like Jonathan, doesn't really require an introduction. He's become a bit of a Shoply household name with us, and gratefully so, because he brings energy, he answers questions, and he helps all of us really. If you're not paying attention, you need to pay attention and hone your skills and let him make you more in what you can be in social media and also in brand development. For a little fun, as I bring him on, I'll tease him a little bit. If you want to have some fun, go check out Brian's social media from about 10 days, 2 weeks ago, when he went out for a horseback ride with his girlfriend on a ranch. You've never seen a more metro cowboy in your life, and he did it right, and it was awesome to watch. So I love it. Welcome to the show tonight, Brian. Really a pleasure to have you with us. We got a bunch of leaders from around the world, all over the place. You heard us go through numbers. Let's talk a little bit about the services that you provide right now already on Shoply. And I think it's worth noticing, of course, that both Brian and Jonathan, because they are super vendors with us, they've become culturally a part of what we are at Shoply. They also offer free training in the Shoply U for everyone. Just log in at your current level and you'll see all the free training there, and that will just continue to grow. as has always been promised. So with the free training, with the other social training, social media training, with other branding, personal branding training, I would love to hear about it. Let's first start as if you're a vendor and you're meeting all of the folks on here the first time. Give them your little spiel and talk a little bit about your background. Keep it tight because we want to talk also, as we did before, about how they can really use this as a product to sell to other people. Let's go, Brian.
Before I begin, I want to let you know that I am not Brian Breach. This is Brian Breach's AI agent created by Jonathan. No, I'm kidding. Okay. What's up, everybody? Hopefully most of you know me. I am Brian Breach. I'll give you the very, very long story background about how I started doing what I do, just so you have an understanding. Long story short, used to be a hip hop artist, used to open up for famous artists for years, created an independent label, learned how to grow social media for all our label mates. Around 2017, wasn't getting to where I wanted to get with music. And I made a conscious decision to start shooting viral content, really learning how to utilize social media to blow up. Midway through that year trying to go viral, I did a TED Talk at the end of the year. One of my videos, thank goodness, it hit and it went internationally viral. And it got me so many media opportunities, from being on hundreds of podcasts, radio, being asked to speak around the country of all things, which I didn't think would come to fruition, about how to go viral. So I speak all over the place about how to go viral, so on and so forth. Now, after this whole journey, I basically went back to a lot of the people that put me on podcasts, put me on publications, and I turned everything and all my connections into a digital marketing agency called Make Me Viral Media, where now I duplicate the same success that I had for other people. So I get people on major publications. I have 2 of my own big publications now, help people get on podcasts, help people get on shows like Mario Lopez or FinTech TV, where you're interviewed on the stock exchange floor. We also do social media management, content creation. We've been placing a lot of speakers on TEDx stages lately, South by Southwest stages, and a lot of other media opportunities, like getting red carpet tickets to get photographed by Getty Images at the VMAs and the iHeart Awards and all sorts of things. So I guess you could say my agency is like a big conglomerate of everything to do with media, so we can blow up your brand, which everybody needs to do. If you are a human being and have a social media account, you are in essence your own brand.
Love it. I just love watching what's going on. Recent interviews with some top celebrities, the things that you post. And folks, if you didn't know it, Brian and his team handles the social media accounts for Shoply. And so we're working with the best of the best and Brian and his team. So talk to us a little bit, Brian and Stacy, if you can bring up on the screen and let's show the folks Brian's store. And maybe Brian, focus, as we did a moment ago, on the things that maybe the everyday person on the line here, A, they would use, what they would need to do themselves, and B, perhaps what they would want to promote to somebody else, whether that's a business person, a fellow entrepreneur, or somebody that runs corporately. Just kind of tell them what your thoughts are based on everything you've gone through and you've experienced.
Yeah, you're saying let them know what the best.
Yeah,
what's the best way to approach letting them know about my particular course?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Show them what your courses are and give them some suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, I don't know if you know this, but for the people that are on Shoply, I actually put a lot of free content on there. So if you go to Shoply you'll find all different degrees of social media strategies on there that you can actually access for free. Now, in the process of putting it on for free, I'm like, okay, they told me you should go ahead and shoot your own course, so at least you do have something to sell on Shoply. And what's funny about this, in my opinion anyway, is that for the last 6 years, I've been speaking on stage about these 10 viral/engagement commandments. And I've never once in all the years I've been speaking on stage sold this course, but I speak about it and they pay me to speak across the country about it. So now finally, all this knowledge I've acquired from when I was going viral, and all the new knowledge I've acquired over the last 6 years, and also running a page called America's Gone Viral, where we had a video hit 239 million views. I've learned all the back end stuff, and I kind of put it together into this one course called the 10 viral/engagement commandments. So if you are on, so just to give you some clarity, guys, the end result is about going viral. I've had every once in a blue moon, someone will say, Brian, I don't want to go viral. Number one, first of all, yes, you do. If you're on social media and you're posting, you want to freaking go viral. Stop it. That's the entire point. Now, is every video going to go viral? Absolutely not. It could be 1 out of 50 videos. It could be 1 out of 100. It took me 362 days to have a video go viral. Now on America's Gone Viral, my page, I have 1 out of every 20 that really hits millions of views. Now, but if you're on social media, everything you post, I don't care if it's a picture of your dogs or your kids, You want to make sure you get the highest amount of engagement possible, because if you're posting something and every post you post is only getting 300 views, let me help you take it to 900 views. Let me help you take it to 1,800 views, 5,000 views, 10,000 views, and then eventually something will go viral. So the course that I have on here is called the 10 Viral/Engagement Commandments. And basically what it outlines is exactly the steps that you need to utilize every time you make a post. Every time you make a post, you want to go through the same permutations. It's very simple stuff. Every time you're shooting a video, you want to shoot it in a very similar way so you have a higher chance of going viral, or else you're just posting stuff on social media, and it's that old saying, let's see if we could throw against the wall and see if it sticks. Who wants to throw stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks? If you utilize the right methods every single time, you have a better chance of something sticking against that wall. So just to give you a brief summary of the 10 Viral/Engagement Commandments, and I'm not going to get into each one dramatically, but so we'll start with number one so you guys have an idea of what the course is about. Being consistent on social media. So I go into some detail about why it's important to be very consistent on posting on social media, because it's going to build your credibility and reputability. Who are they going to buy from? Are they going to buy from the person, or are they going to utilize your services from the person that when they're looking at their social media, they haven't posted in 4 months? Or are they going to go to the expert and the person that has a higher level of authority that's constantly posting every day on social media? I'll tell you right now, I won't even utilize somebody's company if I have not seen them post on social media in 4 months. I just won't do it. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Number two, I teach you how to create the right hooks so you have a higher watch time. Now, on social media, Instagram especially, well, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, if you have a short watch time, meaning if somebody watches your video and they click out of the video within 3 seconds because they are uninterested, the algorithm on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts will pick that up. If you do not have a high watch time, 7 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, and your video does not have the potential to go viral, or at least go outside of your followers. Now, if you have 3,000 followers, guys, Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts allows you to have a potential to go and get seen by millions of people outside of those 3,000 followers. If you post it, what happens is Instagram will gather the data and they'll see, okay, they posted it, they only have 3,000 followers. 100 people clicked out within 1 second. They're not going to then feed you to the For You page or somebody else somewhere else in the algorithm. If they see that a small percentage of your followers watched your video for 15, 20 seconds, it's going to tell the algorithm, this video is interesting. Let's give it another shot, push it to a higher feed. And the goal here, a lot of people think, oh, I want more of my followers to see it. I could care less if my followers see any of my posts. My goal is to get my posts to the non-followers. That's when people really start seeing your stuff. So creating the right hooks, I teach you guys how to do that. I teach you a little bit how to create the right default images and to use the right default images, because this goes back to a higher watch time on the video. If you choose the default image, because you know Instagram has the slider, so you could choose anywhere in that video of what you want your default image to be. If you choose right in the beginning of the video, guys, that means a lot of people will click. They will click your video just to see what your default image is. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, I saw where the default image is, and then they're going to get out of your video because they saw the one part. So you always got to slide it down. You want to choose your default images that's later in the videos. So if they only click your video for that default image, they have to watch the video 50 seconds deep to see the default image being, or whatever it is, whatever's in your video. So I teach you a little bit how to do that. I teach you how to drop Easter eggs in your videos. Easter eggs are things in your videos, guys, that people don't necessarily come to video to watch. So if you're a real estate agent, you're talking about a multi-million-dollar house you're selling, that's what they're coming to the video to watch. But if something else happens in the video, like, something crazy happens in the background, right? Or, I always use this silly example, or while you're showing a multi-million-dollar mansion, a neighbor's dog poops on the lawn. That would be an Easter egg. That would cause comments. That would cause comments in the comment section, which would spark some kind of debate. It would help push you in the algorithm. An Easter egg could be something as small as one of these books that I have on my shelves in the backgrounds, guys. So you're hearing me talk now, but a secondary debate could happen. Oh, I see Brian Breach has a Grant Cardone 10X book. Oh, that's a cool book. Oh, I've read that book. And that becomes a point of discussion in the comment section. So I teach you how to do it accidentally and accidentally and purposely in your videos to help you get a better engagement in your videos. I teach you how to experiment with content, see what works. I talk about why collabing with bigger content creators is extremely important and how you could utilize these other content creators' followers in order to bring you followers and tap into their base. I teach you how to catch trends and how to utilize that. I talk a little bit about engagement tools, which are engagement groups, which are one of my favorite things because they get you organic engagement underneath a lot of your videos. And then I talk about if there is a point to just shooting insanely viral content to go viral. Some people just go to the extreme and they shoot stuff they know is going to go viral, but is it going to help you in the long run? Because we're all entrepreneurs. We want to go viral more for a specific reason than getting drunk one night and falling into a random pool. Someone records it, posts it online, we go viral. Great. How do we monetize that? It's very difficult to monetize something. There was a woman who she went viral because she put glue on her eyelashes and she couldn't get it off and she ripped her eyelashes out. Yeah, that's wonderful. You went viral. You got 50 million views. Great. How are you going to monetize that? Well, maybe she dropped a lash line after that. I don't know. But you got to figure out how to monetize. So you want to go viral for specific reasons. And if you use all the things that I talk about in the viral/engagement commandments, you definitely have a higher shot to do so. So that's kind of the course in a nutshell.
Love it. I think that's a great course. Definitely could use some of the skill sets myself.
Yeah.
And thinking to myself, you know, the faceless Instagram thing sounds interesting to me, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
maybe more for the people who would have to look at me. But I think it's incredible. I think it's very valuable, and this is what we do every day. We are about sharing and unboxing, doing things live, really just being open, a lot of transparency and having a lot of fun with people. I think it's great. Do you think, and Stacy, you're on deck. I'd like to see what your perspective is, but do you think that, yes, for me, that course that you just brought up, great starting point to pick up and really amp up my game. Do you think that that's the starting point for many people, most people, some people? And what about people like referring it to others that are wanting to advance for specific reasons? What do you suggest?
Look, I think if you are a human being on social media right now, which 99.9% of the population is, yeah, I absolutely feel like this is a starting point. If you really feel like it's too advanced, which I don't believe it is, go to Shoply, U and kind of go through some of the other stuff, you know, some of the very simpler stuff. But if you're on social media, period, I think it's absolutely, it is absolutely necessary to figure out how to get higher engagement on social media, or else you are posting every day for no apparent reason, and it will drive you insane. Most of the people that I talk to, most of my clients, they do not have time to sit there and figure everything out with social media. It drives them nuts. I mean, geez, just running the Shoply accounts, it's like, you know, I don't want to get into how many hours I spend on the Shoply accounts, but even one account, even my own account, you spend a significant amount of time shooting content. Now, you might as well figure out how to maximize the engagement if you're going to spend all the time in there learning social media. Now, if you're selling my course to somebody else, I think the easiest selling point in the world is, you know, and I've done this on stages before. I ask people, give me one, give me two, give me five industries that don't utilize social media. And people struggle to put their hands up. I think maybe one time I heard truck drivers, but I've even seen truck drivers and bus drivers utilizing social media to get opportunities outside of being a bus driver. I saw some guy the other day, is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He's strictly a bus driver in Nova Scotia, but he has a Brooklyn accent, and he's doing dances with the people that are in the back of the bus, in front of the bus. Now, is this benefiting his hourly wage? Absolutely not. Will he eventually get media opportunities and influencer opportunities because now his videos are hitting 20 million views? Absolutely. So the best way to pitch this is, guys, if you're on social media, period, this is what you need to know. If you want better engagement, this is absolutely what you need to know. And especially if you're going to sell your products on Shoply or be an affiliate or be an influencer pro on Shoply, you need to figure out social media. Literally, there's no way around it. Very similar to what Jonathan said. If you want to scale your company these days and you want to be more time efficient, the direction of the world is going in AI. If you are not utilizing AI, it blows my mind at this point. If you're not utilizing how to figure out how to get better engagement on social media, it blows my mind. So it's a very simple sell. It's a very simple sell.
Love it. Absolutely right. Stacy, give us some thoughts real quick, and I'll close out in a moment, and we'll take it home.
Yeah, no, the thing that I would like to say is that because we see Brian in and out of our ecosystem here, I hope that no one takes for granted the level of expertise and attention to detail that he really has. And the fact that he's spending as much time as he does with us is because he sees the vision of what this is and it's worthy of his time. It's not because he doesn't have so many other opportunities and places that he could be. And so I really, really hope that everybody takes advantage of what he's offering, because the value that he's bringing in that course, I've purchased that course and started watching it. The value that he's bringing to people is worth high level consulting for brand awareness for people, whether it's their business, whether it's them starting out. And so if you know anybody that's owns a business that needs to like beef up and you know, figure out their social media game, or someone that's trying to be like an influencer and they're just starting out, there's tons of people that could use a little bit of cleanup on aisle 7 in regards to their social media, and Brian's the guy that can absolutely help them. And there's a lot of gurus out there, you guys. There's a lot of people that aren't offering a whole lot and charging people way too much. And Brian is the inverse of that. He's not charging a huge fee, but offering so much value. So give his recommendations to your friends that you know are out there in the industry, because they will get the right value for what he's giving. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And Stacy was my first ever course sale. Thank you so much, Stacy. Now, just like she said, guys, keep in mind, I'm not one of those course creators that I'm online every day pushing my courses and I'm trying to sell my courses. That's wonderful, they are, but I've never been that guy. So this is, I don't want to say like a once in a lifetime thing, but like I've taken all my knowledge over the course of like 6 years of going viral and learning social media, and for the first time ever, put it into a course, and this is it, you know. So definitely take advantage. That'd be awesome. And you know, I love seeing people succeed on social media, especially when it's in relation to Shoply.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Stacy. Thank you as always for hosting tonight and running the show. Brian, just as always, amazing to hang out and chill and just have a little conversation with the members of the team that could join us tonight. This will be recorded and put on the Telegram channel or on the I think it's going to go on the YouTube channel, is it not?
Yep, it'll go on everything. Yep, YouTube,
Yeah.
and then it'll get uploaded into Telegram too.
So you can consume it and go back through it again, take your notes and pass it to other members of your team. So thanks again, Brian. Always amazing to spend time with you. We appreciate your impact on our success together as a group.
Thank you.
And the vision that you share with us and with our members. We really appreciate it. They feel like your family. So thank you.
I appreciate you guys too.
Thanks,
All
Rod.
right,
Thanks for your
Shoply
time
folks,
today.
thanks. Yeah, thanks for your time tonight, guys. And we'll see you again. Let's kill it. Last day of the month coming up. So let's go. And we'll talk to you soon. We are
All right.
outie. See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.